Hi everyone, I'm Alisher and we are travel hackers.
And I'm Joe.
So we know the most colorful, interesting and with the good value for the money places in the Central Asia to travel.
Yeah, and today we are in the most picturesque countries of Central Asia, Uzbekistan.
Joe and I use different kinds of transport to get to Uzbekistan, its capital Tashkent to be exact. I chose to go by plane to save time. A direct flight from Almaty costs at least $150. It isn't cheap but takes very little time, only an hour and a half. Since Joe wasn't in a hurry, he chose the most complicated route. He boarded a train in Almaty and got to Kazakhstan's city of Shymkent, which lies near the border with Uzbekistan.
Hello. Samarkand.
Where are you going? To Shymkent and then Tashkent, Uzbekistan. It means we'll go together since we are going to Shymkent too. The ride costed Joe $25 and took 10 hours. It's good if you want to sleep on the way. Then Joe went by taxi from Shymkent to Chernyaevka, which is a checkpoint on the border between the two Central Asian republics. 20 minutes later, we met in the center of Tashkent.
And we're going to Samarkand.
Yeah, I heard that Samarkand is like one of the oldest cities in the world. It has been founded, according to archaeological data, in the 8th centuries before Jesus Christ.
Wow. So actually, Samarkand has a lot of ancient buildings, big mosques, and the real Eastern Bazaar.
Yeah, of course, awesome. Just make your call. It's as ancient as the ancient Roma, for example.
Let's hug the road.
Hug the road, man.
There is a direct flight from Tashkent to Samarkand. You pay $50 for it and approximately in an hour you reach the destination. However, Joe's positive that traveling by plane means being deprived of exciting travel adventures. It was the reason why he convinced me not to go by train, the ride by which would have taken us only 2 hours and cost $25. Well, finally we decided to go to the ancient city of Samarkand by car. Taxi ride costed $60 per person. The distance between Tashkent and Samarkand is almost 300 kilometers. A ride at moderate speed can take you 3 hours if the road surface is good. The scenery behind the window is monotonous. However, according to guidebooks and our local guide, only 40% of Uzbekistan is covered with deserts and semi-deserts. The nature is surprisingly multifaceted in the rest of the country. To get convinced in it, we make a side trip eastward towards Zamin National Park.
So dear friends, despite the fact that the road from Tashkent to Samarkand is quite long, we couldn't miss a chance to enjoy these beautiful Zamin mountains here.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's not like standard mountain. It's more or less like a desert, but in a mountain landscape. And at the end over there, you can see they still have snow on the top, and it's actually the border with Tajikistan.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the first thing when you can realize actually is the real fresh air, which actually energizes you and gives the motivation to carry on our journey.
Yeah, and just on the right side here, you can see also a beautiful lake with a blue emerald color, like the lake in the mountain have. And it's actually beautiful.
It's getting dark fast in the mountains, which is why we didn't have an opportunity to enjoy Zamin scenery to the full extent. Thus, we decided to stay for a night here in the national park and continue our journey in the morning. A twin hotel room accommodation costs $50 in high season, while it does $40 in off-season. We can't wait to see what you're offered at this price.
A hot shower, good toilets, and hoping to have Wi-Fi. Here we go. Wi-Fi. After you sit.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Life is good.
Oh,
Life is good.
wow.
I like
You
it.
see, standard hygiene.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well, Joe, we had a good night actually at the hotel.
Yeah, very comfortable, very pleasant.
And right now, dear friends, we're staying in the Zomen National Reserve. It's a very wonderful place with the mountains around. And surprisingly, it's snowing here.
Yes, it is. Surprisingly, because it's not supposed to like snow every year in Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
And we are actually taking the road to the south. And more we go to the south, more it's cold. So, whatever.
By the way, we're
But it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It's always snowy here in this region, but it's the very first snow here in Uzbekistan this year. And we are carrying on our road to Samarkand.
Yeah.
And expecting to see some wonders around. By the way, there are kind of a lot of wild animals. So Joe, let's go to see wolves and other bears.
Yeah, why not? I'm still under shock because it's like it's snowing in Uzbekistan. Going south, it's snowing.
Oh yeah. Wolves and bears, where are you? We are coming.
Although Zamin is often called Uzbek Switzerland, there aren't any ski resorts here. These mountains are covered in coniferous and juniper forests. By the way, juniper thickets are extremely rare for Central Asia. Tourists come here to calm their nerves and treat respiratory system diseases in the local sanatorium.
It's a Boboyon Gok. It's kind of very famous here. The tree, the ancient Greek tree.
Okay.
It has more than 700 years. Very ancient. And I was actually reading about this stuff when I was preparing the road to Uzbekistan. And so very unique and very big crown of the tree.
All right.
So we should definitely see it now.
Interesting. Yeah, sure. Let's see. It's 700 years.
Yeah.
Huge.
Let's go. Wow. Looks like the old crown, maybe?
But it's very mystic. You need to be there, of course, to feel the atmosphere. But
Exactly.
it's like, it's powerful, you know. It's a living organism.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And you know, it still has the fruit. Look. It's,
yeah.
It's a Greek nut.
Okay.
You see?
Can you hit it?
I think so. We need to dry it and heat it.
Okay.
But definitely it has the fruit.
Okay, we have our lunch, man.
Yeah. Well, guys, so finally we are just about to enter the old, ancient, very historic and authentic city, Samarkand.
Yeah, you can see this is the entrance of it. And do you know what it means?
No, I don't know that.
It means the very ancient and every day or every time great city of Samarkand welcomes you.
What?
Yes.
Have you learned Uzbek language on the road
course.
when you spent more than 100
I
kilometers from
speak
Tashkent?
Uzbek, I speak a lot of language. I just don't like this.
I'm glad. Now I'm safe with you in this region.
Yeah.
You can translate and explain everything for
No
me.
worries.
So let's hit the road.
Yeah,
Go.
so good.
Just imagine that Samarkand is almost 2,600 years old. There are very few cities in the world which are as old. The first impression Samarkand gives you is that it's incredibly cozy here. It's said that Amir Timur himself arranged the streets and buildings in this way. By the way, cities flourishing in the 14th, 15th centuries is connected with this great ruler. Palaces and mosques were built here in that time. People from all over the world have come here to see them for 6 centuries.
So dear friends, right now we're going towards one of the famous places in this Central Asia, Rajasthan.
And it's like the main space you have to visit.
When it was emirs and khans were ruling this territory, there are a lot of people coming to Rajasthan to see the most important like shows of that time, and even the killing stuff was there.
What do you mean killing stuff?
So it was the public killing stuff when you are angry, the emir or the khan. so they can kill in the square.
Okay.
So it was the kind of attraction of that time. But then, when it was the different mosques were built, the intelligence and the people from the science started to gather there, and this place became one of the popular for the poets and scientists.
I see if you see the Rajasthan for the first time, you should screw up your eyes. Otherwise, you could go blind looking at such beauty. If you aren't overwhelmed with this fairy tale panorama, it means you are heartless. The palaces surrounding Rajasthan on three sides are madrasa. Students of the spiritual university lived and studied here. Besides theology, they were given lectures on mathematics, geometry, logic, and science. Only few cities could boast such universities at that time. Samarkand became one of the main science centers of medieval Asia thanks to the madrasa and observatory.
So you see, this is the great ensemble of the architecture.
Wow, it's beautiful.
The main madrasa square in Rajasthan complex. So this building actually was built earlier than these two.
You see this is a little bit not straight.
Yeah, not straight. This is actually the madrasa of Ulugh.
Oh,
It was built in
okay.
the 15th century. And these two ones was built in the 17th century. After
So 2 centuries after.
centuries after, yeah.
Okay.
This is the beauty. Let's go closer and see the beauty.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
To get into the area of the architectural complex, you need to buy a ticket for $2.5. Unless you're together with a group, you must arrange a guided excursion there. It's time to continue our journey and move towards Bibi Khanum Mosque.
Wow, man.
Wow.
This is huge.
This is huge.
It looks so old. Do you know actually how old it is?
Well, yeah, it was built in 1399.
1399?
Yeah, actually, the main mosques made by Bibi Khanum, she was a wife of the great Timur. And the legend says all these bricks were made in Bukhara, actually. And through Bukhara, they were actually sending to here. But it wasn't sending by the horses, by the hand of the people. It was the line of the people from Bukhara to Samarkand doing the bricks.
Really?
So,
Like
yeah.
this?
Yeah, like this.
Oh my god. All those bricks? Oh my god.
Yeah.
And how tall is it? Because it's huge. It's like maybe
Well,
the biggest thing we saw from
It's around 40 meters, actually. So, yeah.
40 meters?
Yeah, 40 meters.
Wow, it's huge.
So let's go
40 meters.
to discover it.
The yard of Bibi Khanum Mosque can accommodate 10,000 praying people. However, the building hasn't been used for the purpose intended for a long time.
Well, Joe, as you see all this beauty, and there is actually legend how was this mosque of Bibi Khanum built. So actually, Emir Timur wanted to build something great belonged to his wife and asked all the architects to build something special to her. But the one point was the shortage of the time. So anyone wanted to build this mosque, and one architect told him that he can do that, but not for the gold and money, but for the kiss from this Bibi Khanum. He built on the time, and he actually kissed her on the cheek. And actually, this kiss was so hot, when the Emir Timur saw it, he actually killed this architect.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Come on, it was the deal.
Yeah, it was a deal.
all right.
So he actually, they went up the roof, and he just,
Pushed him
pushed
out.
them, and he died somewhere here in this square.
In experts' opinion, Bibi Khanum Mosque is the best thing constructed in the East in the 15th century. No Central Asia city had domes or arches higher than these ones. It's said that thanks to the construction size, it had very good acoustics. A few thousand believers could hear one imam simultaneously when having prayers. Visiting Rajasthan and its environs is similar to looking in the eye of eternity. Having received such distinct and vivid impressions, you want to breathe out and get distracted. To do it, we went to the market.
So different. There are a lot of bazaars in Uzbekistan actually. but two of them very famous. It's the Chorsu Bazaar in Tashkent and Siyab Bazaar here in Samarkand. And actually bazaar isn't the place to trade, it's also something authentic, actually the taste of the East. And with John right now, we are going inside to discover the taste of the East.
This is a spot for shopping, guys, so it's now souvenirs, spices and clothes and textiles, so come on, let's go.
Our shopping boy is here.
Now we are in the middle of the bazaar. I would like to buy a lot of souvenirs for my family and stuff.
Yeah.
So let's go on this side.
Man, what are these souvenirs? We have a lot of nuts, spices, fruits, some other stuff what to buy and actually to present.
Yeah, but I prefer go this way because all the souvenirs, look at this over there. Oh. You will go to the food stuff,
yeah,
and I will go this way.
Okay.
All right?
Good
Let's
to
do
see
this. All right.
See you.
See you.
When going to a bazaar, don't forget that pleasant conversations and positive attitude are appreciated here. You should praise goods, wish lively trade to a seller, and then you can expect a discount. Bargaining is traditional at an Uzbek market. They can make 30% discount for you. How much are Samarkand apricots? We say they're 40, but actually sell them for 35. It's the price of a kilogram, isn't it? Yes, we say that Fergana apricots cost 30, but sell them for 25, 27, or 23. It depends on a customer. How do you understand what price to give a certain person? Well, it's God. Do you understand it looking in their eyes? I listen to what God says. He tells to give a certain price to a person, and that's all. It's like destiny. What will you sell me Samarkand Africans for? Well, we say Samarkand ones cost 40, but sell them for 35. I'll sell them for 30 to you then. Souvenir prices in Samarkand are lower than in Tashkent or Bukhara. If you plan to go on a traditional tour in the 3 Uzbek cities, remember that it's cheap to buy souvenirs here. Another important thing is that you can take antiques and works of art made over 50 years ago from Uzbekistan. Thus, it's better not to buy such objects regardless of what a seller says.
Now we are on the ceramic shelf. Look at this. It's beautiful, a lot of colors. All these ornaments mean something in general, like happiness, richness, health, positive things. It's the traditional gift to buy from this place. They are very good in ceramic. It's most of the time it's handmade. Wow, look at this. This is the traditional plough plate, actually, with the same ornament I was showing you before. This one, I love it very much. So from what I know, to taste the quality of it, they are doing this. Better is the sound, longer it is and pure it is, better is the quality of the material. And actually this one is very good. See? Like a bell in a church.
What's this? Although I tried it, I couldn't understand. It's dried melon. Oh, it's melon.
Nuts with honey. So.
What are the tastiest nuts you have? What are these? These are almonds.
So fresh. Rahmat.
Which one?
This one is so cool. It's a kuraga with the Greek nuts. You know, I need to live here in this country.
Wow, look at all these colors. How much is it? Oh, I like this big doll. What's the price for? What do you think, guys? This could be good for my mom. This could be good for my nephew, and this for the daughter of my aunt, actually my cousin, Julie. Oh, now I need something for my papa, for my dad, and my uncle. My uncle traveled a lot in Africa. He has a lot of things like this in the house. Look like a king or not? Or a little prince, maybe. I need a queen now, or a princess. Maybe I will find on the bazaar. Who knows? Yeah, look at this little bag. Very colorful, craft work again. Yeah, this is good. But, okay, I think I need to calm down because my backpack is full of souvenirs already. It's very heavy. Maybe I should stop a little bit my shopping. Where is Alisher actually? Let's find Ali shirt. Let's go.
When in Samarkand, you must taste local bread, or thick Samarkand flatbreads to be exact. They cost 70 cents. They start baking flatbreads in tandoor ovens early in the morning, and they are bought up by 4 p.m. So if you don't want to be without bread, don't put off going to the market.
So, guys, I'm taking the oldest and kind of the very famous Samarkand lipyoshka, Samarkand bread, and trying to take the taste of that. It smells so nice. Let's try. You see? Guys, it's so yummy. I mean, you actually eat this bread with its own, like actually a dish.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Good.
You good?
I bought for us this Samarkand lipyoshka.
I have many souvenirs to show you, but what is this?
This is Samarkand lipyoshka. It's 2 kilograms of this bread.
Okay.
And it's gonna be fresh and the same taste during the 2 or more months.
Several months?
Yeah. Can you imagine? So you can try it.
Yeah, sure. May I?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
It smells good.
Yeah.
It smells what kind of a fireplace?
Yeah.
Old one, stones. Do you know how it's made?
So it's made in tandoor. Actually, yeah.
If you intend to visit many historical places, take breaks, for example lunch or shopping breaks as we do. If you follow this advice, you won't get tired quickly and your perception will remain clear. The impressions you gain will always be vivid.
And so right now we're staying at the central entrance to the Ulug'bek Observatory. And behind us there is a monument of Ulug'bek. So Ulug'bek was the grandson of the great Timur. When he was in the very young ages, they went to Sultanate, where he saw one of the first observatories in the ancient world. And he found himself in love to discovering the space and all the stuff. In 1423, he started to build his observatory here. But Ulug'bek wasn't the only scientist. He was the governor of this region. That's why he had a lot of state work. That's why he was doing and building this observatory in the free time. Ulug'bek was one of the first persons in the ancient Eastern world who discovered that the Earth was not flat, but round. Yeah. So, should we go to discover the observatory?
From what I understood, this guy is like in the same team like Copernic, Galilei, this big pioneer, scientist guy.
Yeah.
So this is why also Uzbekistan is the earth of something bigger, the earth of civilization.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, let's discover this.
We recommend that you start to explore the observatory with visiting Mirza Ulug'bek Museum. A professional guide will tell you a story, you'll see artifacts, excavation photos, and the main thing is that you'll be able to study the model of medieval observatory in detail.
По историческим описаниям обсерватории было вот такая кругообразное здание.
According to historic descriptions, the observatory looked like a circular 3-story building. There was a round opening at the 3rd floor level in the southern part of the observatory.
At this room, it was the main astronomical instrument of Ulug'bek.
He referred to the instrument as quadrant. The instrument consisted of 2 ordinary arcs. Degrees were carved in the Arabic language on the instrument arcs. When the sun was rising, sunlight went through the opening at noon and reflected on the instrument scale. The sunlight changed its position on the scale, and Ulug'bek went downstairs and watched the exact position of sunlight on the scale every day. Then he based his astronomical calculations on the sunlight position.
So this is the actual measures of Ulug'bek, and then also the current innovation measures, and they're almost the same. With the computer, so one with computers, one just Ulug'bek's written.
In these tables, you can see Ulug'bek's calculations compared with the data registered by modern telescopes. When we compare them during a year, we can find only 1 minute 2 seconds errors there. According to scientists, the difference between Ulugh-Beg's calculations and modern telescopes' data wasn't Ulugh-Beg's mistake. The error arose from changing in degrees between the Sun and the Earth in the period from the 15th to the 20th centuries.
So it was precisely.
So he precisely was correct.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
With the tool,
With
the
just
knowledge
this
of
tool,
that
for that.
time, and now with computer and stuff we have.
A few modern observatories based on Ulugh-Beg's observation method were built in the world, in India, China, South Korea and Egypt to be exact. The original form of the observatory hasn't survived. The 30-meter high superstructure was destroyed in the 16th century. However, an underground story and a part of the quadrant survived beneath the ruins. Soviet archaeologists conducting excavations found them.
Oh yeah, so finally, this is the main object of this complex, the observatory.
Okay.
And as you can see, this instrument quadrant was built by Ulugh-Beg in the 15th century. And yeah, all these steps actually are protected by the government, and there is the national heritage, I would say.
All right. Yeah, it's actually impressive to see it. It's a little bit a pity because it's small. Only this, but we can imagine with all those steps here actually, and the lights coming from this hole we saw on the maquette inside, that how it could probably precisely find one point for every star, and it's impressive.
So this was one of the probably great things I've ever seen.
This is somewhere you have to come, guys. If you come to Samarkand, this is definitely the place.
So yeah, and I think we should continue to discover this amazing, ancient and historic center and the city Samarkand.
Yeah, okay, let's get to do this.
Yeah, let's go.
You have to spend at least 3 days in Samarkand to observe all its tourist attractions and realize their importance. As for us, we don't have so much time. We can spend only a day on exploring the city, and we're running out of time quickly. We're trying to gain impressions, observing everything that happens around.
So guys, can you hear this? I've been in many bazaars, but this one is a bird bazaar. It's my first time. You see?
So as you usually do, buy something?
I think they have nothing to sell. Very good to finish the day, you know?
Yeah. Nice. Sounds.
It was a good day, man.
Yeah, thank you. To discover Samarkand.
Yeah.
Let's sum up. Flight to Almaty to Tashkent, $150. Train ride from Almaty to Tashkent, $25. Taxi ride from Shymkent to Chernyaevka checkpoint, $2. Lunch, $8. Taxi ride from Tashkent to Samarkand, $120. Twin hotel room, $40 per night. Souvenirs, $83. Museum ticket to historic monuments, $11. Together, we've already spent $444 during our journey from Tashkent to Samarkand.
So, dear friends, that was a very fruitful and very good day. We discovered ancient, historic city Samarkand, visited all the main attractions, and also went to the old bazaar and take the taste of the East.
For me, it was a dream to come here, so the dream came true. It was a beautiful moment, beautiful travel, beautiful trip. I loved it, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You feel like you belong to something ancient, something very old, something huge, and I like this feeling very much.
So now it's time to say goodbye to this ancient city Samarkand and continue our trip and find new adventures and journeys.
Yeah, sure. Or maybe we can buy a few more stuff because we still have a little money.
All right, everything is for you tonight.
Ah,
so
nice.
let's start the trip and see the new cities. Travel hackers are coming.
Bye guys, thank you
Bye.
very much for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.